Well, good morning, ISC Fast Pitch fans. Blair Setford, Joe Todd on the ISC Network. It's Championship Saturday, Joe. 4 great games on the ISC Network, and we're starting with an all-Ontario matchup and a hot rivalry between the Bear Creek Express out in the field, the Hill United Chiefs coming to the plate. Lost track of how many times these guys have played, but this has been an intense rivalry over the course of the summer. There's a look at Sean Cleary, the starter for the Express, finishing his warm-up tosses. For the Hill United Chiefs, it's a very familiar-looking order, Joe Todd, with one exception. Shane Boland, Brad Ezekiel, Nick Shales, top 3. Bruno Matroni, Quentin Bruce, Lenny Villavazzo, Tony Gonzalez, Kyle Ezekiel is in a designated player for his familiarity with Sean Cleary. Alan Pecker gets the start back in right field.
Should be a dandy.
And we are underway, Joe, at 9:23 a.m. We started a little bit early. We're anticipating 4 good games, but they may be long ones too. There's the defense for the Bear Creek Express. Tommy Anoka is in left. In center, it's Jordan Pomeroy. Colin Walsh back in and right, and then around the horn, Riley James. At short, David Galino, Brandon Horn, Jason Hill is back at first base. Sean Cleary, Ryan Boland, as ever, behind the plate. Cleary sets at the hip, ready to face Shane Boland. Little change up. Second pitch of the game, Joe, right to the change. And we saw a multitude of off-speed pitches from Sean Cleary 2 nights ago in that thrashing by the New York Gremlins.
I would think they'd probably stay with that, at least once through the order.
What I wonder, Joe, is what has Sean Cleary got left in the tank? Is he 100% healthy? We know Adam Falkert is not 100% healthy. Boland out to left, but that's going to go foul down the left side. Justin Schofield gave them a top-notch 7 innings yesterday, gave Cleary the day off, an opportunity to recover.
Schofield has had a good week here.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Shane Boland, the leadoff batter for the Hill United Chiefs. It's his brother behind the plate. And Janet Boland watching back in St. John's, Newfoundland. These are not her favorite situations. Called strike 3. Boland caught looking on the outside corner. Brad Ezekiel to step in for the Chiefs. Comes in batting .267, 3 RBIs. Four for 16 in terms of plate appearances. Thanks, Joe, for getting those stats printed off. That came from Woody, I assume?
Yes, Woody will bring us the next 2, too. Those really help on final day.
Well, you get an opportunity to see who's doing what and what kind of week people are having. Brad Ezekiel in contention, Joe, for one of the longest home runs of the week off the top of the scoreboard. Misses downstairs again with the off speed. And I think we're going to see a lot of off speed here today from Sean Cleary.
I would think that was the pregame strategy that was brought in, same as yesterday, and it worked for the one time through the order anyway.
Oh, against the Gremlins.
Yes.
2 nights ago.
Yep.
Just off the outside corner, Ryan Boland Holds it for our home plate umpire.
Daryl Helmer from Airdrie, Alberta. At first base is David Lee from Chesterfield, Missouri. And at third base is Steve Gallagher from Cobourg, Ontario.
Ryan Boland having a one-way conversation with Daryl Helmer as he makes his way back to the plate. 3-0 to Brad Ezekiel. Cleary back on the board. Ezekiel, the bat held high, waggles. And in for a strike, 3-1.
Got to work his way back here. It can't be too good to Brad.
Right through the 3.5 hole, Bradley Ezekiel goes the opposite way with it and aboard with the game's first hit. Adds to his hit total.
Great plan there by Brad to take that outside pitch and drive it to that right side of the infield.
And that's something that we talk about this so much, Joe. The top hitters willing to go the opposite way with the ball. Don't try to pull it. Take what you're given, go to the opposite field. You think of the Brad Ezekiels, the Ben Anokas, the Eric Ochoas. All of these guys can hit to all fields with power, with authority.
And that adds up to victories.
Nick Shales in for the Chiefs, showing bunt early. And Jeff Ellsworth not afraid to go to the small ball, Joe, very early in games. Would you believe on Championship Saturday, Nick Shales still looking for his first hit of the tournament?
That's not a Nick Shales that I'm used to.
That is not the Nick Shales we know. We know that he's struggled here this week, but I would not have believed that stat coming in.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he'll rise to the top for today on Championship Saturday.
We have seen it numerous times in the past with Nick Shales. When the chips are down, Nick Shales has come through for this team so many times over the years. Chases on the outside corner, and that has been a pitch where they have had a lot of success against Nick Shales over the years. Sean Cleary, Ryan Boland know that Nick will chase that outside rise ball, and they've worked that to perfection here in the first.
Very smart to play in that batter's weakness.
Bruno Matroni, catcher for Hill United, the longtime veteran of the Argentina national team, the captain, handing off the reins recently on the Argentina squad, and in with the changeup. And no, says first base umpire David Lee. But an integral member of the Hill United Chiefs, Joe, over the last few seasons, was the MVP in 2021, the most recent championship for the Chiefs.
And the pitchers love to throw to him.
Lifted up on the infield. David Galino will call for that. Call off Riley James. The single by Brad Ezekiel is stranded. Cleary picks up a couple of strikeouts in the top of the first. Scoreless will go to the bottom. Bear Creek Express coming up. Well hit Deep right field, it's curving. This one well hit to deep right field this time, and that one is gone. Trying to put it away is Jack Bettsgrove. The New York Gremlins are world champions.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Start spreading the news, Joe Todd. It's New York, New York. Back for the bottom of the first inning, Marco Diaz gets the start for the Hill United Chiefs. And Joe, a mild surprise. We thought perhaps Roman Godoy on the heels of yesterday's performance and maybe save Marco Diaz, but going with the ace, never a bad strategy. The lineup he'll face Brandon Horn, Wayne Laulu, Tommy Anoka. The top three, you see it there, Galino, Boland, Walsh, James Hill, and Pomeroy. Defensively, for the Chiefs, it's Quentin Bruce, Brad Ezekiel, Alan Pecker, left to right across the outfield. And Diaz in for a strike to Brandon Horn. Nick Shales, Shane Boland, Lenny Villavazzo, Tony Gonzalez around the horn. Diaz and Bruno Matroni behind the plate for the Chiefs. Brandon Horn sends this to left, gives it a ride. Quentin Bruce chases, but that falls about 6 feet foul.
Got a good stroke on Diaz right off the hop.
Joe, Brandon Horn just 2 for 12, 167.
Well, they have been struggling this week to find a leadoff hitter.
Well, safe to say and fair to say, not been an offensive juggernaut year for the Bear Creek Express. They piled up some runs early against some of the lesser weights, but as the tournament has gone on, so have the runs decreased.
Yes.
2-0 winners over JB yesterday. Chop foul, almost a double hit by Brandon Horn. In that win yesterday, at least one of the runs, the first one of the game, was unearned. Tommy Anoka hit a ball to right, and it skittered by the fielder for JB. He came around to third and scored, so an unearned run there. That was a difference maker. They added on an insurance run. Brandon Horn in a little bit of distress as he fouled that one off his left leg.
Umpire Darryl Helmer giving Brandon Horn a few extra minutes to regroup and just don't rub it.
Yes, the old don't rub it. Don't show it. Time called. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brandon Horn, leadoff batter for the Bear Creek Express. We started a little bit early, 9:23 start time, scheduled 9:30 start. So we're just 6 minutes into this one. Bottom of the first inning, if you just got in with us on the ISC network, Blair Setford, Joe Todd. Hill United Chiefs, the visitors out in the field. This is the bottom of the first inning. Bradley Ezekiel had a 1-out single. Sean Cleary retired the next 2 batters, Shales and Matroni. Stranding the single. Horn, the leadoff batter for Bear Creek. So now you're caught up. Swing and a miss. Brandon Horn down on strikes. First of the game. I'm sure there'll be more from Marco Diaz.
Probably should have laid off that outside pitch.
Wayne Laulu, the designated player, back into the lineup for the Express. Limited playing time for Wayne, only 5 at-bats, but he is 2 for 5. And he's got plenty of big game experience, Joe. Couple of titles with the New York Gremlins, one with the Toronto Gators. He knows what it takes to win. He has been a champion in this tournament. He's led this tournament in RBIs. Has been multiple times All-World.
Big, powerful swinger there. Loves to crack that ball. He turns his wrist and turns that bat. Good, quick hands. Everything is hard when it gets hit by Wayne Laulu.
Changeup from Marco Diaz. Floats that in at 62. And when you can throw mid-80s and dial it back to 62.
And make it a strike.
Well, as Peter Labardius, our good friend, who said the other day, that's unfair. Chop foul. Larry Lynch does his best to get out of the way of that one. And honestly, unless you've got a glove on, you probably should get out of the way of it.
Learned that lesson a few times.
You and me both. If you're coaching, you're not out there to field ground balls. Laulu waggles the bat. Diaz sets at the hip. Little flare, but that won't be far enough for Tony Gonzalez to have a shot at it. Both of Wayne's hits are singles. Hasn't been able to square one up, Joe, and drive the ball. We have seen some titanic home runs from Wayne Laulu over the years.
Behind in the count round. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Chases the drop ball downstairs, and by early account, Joe Todd, Marco Diaz has got the drop ball working.
The drop is very effective.
Tamanoka, 357 coming in. 5 hits in 14 at-bats. Just on the outside corner. When you can pick corners like that with the velocity that Marco Diaz brings, you make it very tough on the batters.
Very effective.
Just off,
yep.
1-1. As we said, Anoka involved in the game's opening run yesterday for that Bear Creek win over JB. Swing and a miss at that drop ball. And what an emotional win, Joe, yesterday for Bear Creek. On the wrong end of an absolute beating by the New York Gremlins on Thursday. And to recover from that, I'm not sure what the coaches' meetings and the player meetings would have looked like. Here's a little one-hopper into the glove of Tony Gonzalez. But Bear Creek rallied, and they came out looking really fired up yesterday. Bit of a slow start to this one. Sean Cleary and Marco Diaz look pretty good in the first. We'll see what happens. We'll go to the top of the second coming up.
How confident are you in your organization's security posture? If your answer isn't 100%, you're not alone. Most organizations aren't doing enough to protect their data, and they know it. With Armitage Technology, you can stop worrying about IT security issues so you can focus on moving your business forward. Our experienced staff monitor and maintain your IT infrastructure to keep your business running. Visit us at armitagetech.com and make your technology work for your business.
He came from Australia with a superstar pedigree. And from his first ISC in 2003, he knew he was going to be something special. 6 times All-World, a 3-time ISC champion, and now the first Aussie inducted into the ISC Hall of Fame. From counting materials and the farm in Wisconsin, to Kitchener, to finding a home in the New York Gremlins colours. Congratulations, Jeff Goolagong, from all of us.
There you see Sean Cleary and Marco Diaz, today's starters for our 4th place game. The loser of this finishes 4th. The winner will go to the 3rd place game and will take on the Northeast Drillers immediately following this one. First pitch, Quentin Bruce, right back to Sean Cleary. And an easy toss to first. 1 pitch, 1 out.
That's the type of defensive play you want as a pitcher, to have a nice ball hit back to you, get you sharp, threw the ball overhand, step and throw, get you in the game.
Lenny Villavazzo to the plate. Lenny scuffling this week too, Joe. Just a 200 batting average coming in. Just 2 for 10.
Makes it very tough on the coaching staff.
Well, Jeff Ellsworth has more or less gone with a set lineup. There have been some players rotated in and out of the DP spot. Alan Pecker has shared time out in right field with Lucci Biondi. But beyond that, the top 7 have been locked.
Right.
Upstairs to Lenny. And you could question, Joe, whether maybe there should be changes.
I don't know. Going into championship Saturday, I think you go with your best, and this was the 7 that they had chosen, and they've done the job for them at times.
But that doesn't mean that you have to lock them in to the batting order. Pulled foul by Villavazzo.
Usually earn that spot.
This is Lenny's first year with the Hill United Chiefs. Spent the last couple of seasons with the JB squad out of Agora Hills in California, and has helped lead them to multiple top 5 finishes. A couple of years ago, they shocked the New York Gremlins on Thursday night, sent the Gremlins down to the loser bracket.
He's made some great defensive plays all year.
Fouled and into the midriff, at least, of Ryan Boland. I'm not sure it was in the glove. It sounded like it hit the chest protector first, but it didn't get to the dirt. Sean Cleary with his 3rd strikeout of the game.
Umpires getting together to make sure they're all on the same page.
So you're more of a rule guy than I am. He didn't catch it cleanly, but it didn't hit the dirt.
It didn't hit the ground. That's correct.
And that's my understanding. Is as long as it doesn't hit the dirt, you're good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's the quick explanation that Ryan Boland is getting from Darryl Helmer. And again, I'm sure that that's also just a reaffirmation or a confirmation of what we all would understand and know to be true. Tony Gonzalez, a couple of big hits here for the Chiefs over the week. 6 hits in 14 plate appearances, .462. He is the leading hitter for the Chiefs here this week.
In that 7-hole today.
Right on the outside corner, Sean Cleary and Marco Diaz picking apart the corners. It's early, but they're that dialed in already.
But usually if you want to get at a pitcher, you get him early, especially Sean Cleary.
That's always been the case, isn't it? That's one of the key storylines. If you can get to Cleary early, you might have a chance.
Gets stronger as the game goes.
There's a changeup from Cleary. They're going to ask, but I don't think he went around. And no, says David Lee down at first base. One ball, 2 strikes to the 7 batter, Tony Gonzalez. Moved over from second base to first this year to accommodate Lenny Villavazzo too. But Tony's a guy you want in your lineup.
And Tony can play everywhere.
Chases upstairs to the rise ball. Sean Cleary picks up another 2 strikeouts. 4 through 2 innings. Joe, this one has all the earmarks early of a pitcher's duel.
Great game so far. 0-0. No, 1 hit put on the board by the Chiefs.
Shales and Trevor Oaks want to bring the best quality bats to baseball players all over the world. Our pro-grade wood combined with our finish process makes them some of the hardest bats with the biggest pop in the game. Customization is our specialty. We offer a variety of handcrafted models and unlimited design. Visit us at hrdbatco.com. Play hard, swing hard.
Does your game need work? Want to get better every game? Every at-bat? You need Lumberjack Sports, focusing on exceptional quality and providing players with reliable, long-lasting product. Lumberjack Sports brings you in-game equipment and off-field workout gear, designed and tested by top fastball player Nick Shales. Hard work, strength, and all-around commitment to getting the job done, and done right, is the motto for Lumberjack Sports. Learn from the best. Play like the best. Check out Lumberjack.
There is Nick Shales, HRD Batco, and Lumberjack Sports. Thanks, Nick, for the support. We appreciate all of it. And you've been a long-time sponsor here on the ISC network.
Thank you.
David Galino, first pitch swinging. That's just foul down the left side. Boy, Joe, those bright pink batting gloves for me, going to be one of the enduring images of the 2024 ISC World Tournament. It's such a spectacular setting here at Softball City in Surrey, British Columbia, where we've been all week. We've got the best seat in the house. We are just off directly behind home plate to the third base side. One hopper, Shane Boland, David Galino's counterpart. It's such a wonderful spot, and it's been such a great week here at Softball City. Can't say enough about the facilities, about the host committee, the support. We had a wonderful Hall of Fame breakfast all the way back last Sunday. Throughout the week, we've had really good crowds here, particularly for the night games with top teams on the diamonds when the Hill Chiefs have been playing, the New York Gremlins, the Drillers, the Express. Had a great crowd here for the JB game the other night with Fargo even. Not even, but that particular game that night. It's been fabulous. Fabulous here.
And we've had incredible weather.
Oh, yeah, you and I talked about it on the drive over here. The players would love the weather here. Here's a little slow roller down to Shales. He'll toss across to get Ryan Boland.
That is a really good play because that would have been tough for Shane Boland to sneak in behind and catch out the speedy David Galeno going down the line.
Or his brother Ryan Boland,
Yeah.
who's not quite so speedy as David Galeno.
Oh, sorry, I'm behind the batter.
Colin Walsh out in right field for the Express.
Yeah, Shane could have thrown out Ryan.
Oh. I'm going to tell him you said that.
And Janet probably heard that one too.
I'm going to tell Ryan you said that. You might owe him a shot of rye.
Okay, that's fair.
Colin Walsh to the plate, 2 out, swings over the top of the drop. Diaz a pair of groundouts. I talked briefly with Ramon Godoy after yesterday's game where he rang up about 12 groundouts over the course of the game, Joe. He just smiled, and I think that was probably the game plan for Hill United yesterday, was just let guys hit it into the ground. This was against Toronto. He only had 6 or 7 strikeouts, which for Ramon Godoy is quite low. He's normally into the double digits. And honestly, with the good defense that the Chiefs bring, you would take that all day long.
Yes, very solid.
Waves over top of the changeup, dialed it down to 60.
Marco Diaz with 24 pitches so far in the game.
Walsh batting .286. Couple of hits in 7 plate appearances. Swings over the top, can't catch up to the drop ball. 3rd strikeout of the game for Diaz. Yet to allow a base runner. Bradley Ezekiel has been the only one to reach base so far. We're going to go to the top of the 3rd. A lot of zeros getting put up by these 2 pitchers.
Do you need a reliable supply of products to run your business? Are you tired of having to deal with multiple suppliers to get everything you need? Absolute Business Supply is your dedicated, full-service business supply partner, offering over 400,000 products and unmatched customer service. At ABS, we aren't just selling products. We offer a commitment to building meaningful relationships with our customers, getting to know your business goals so we can provide the best possible solutions for your needs. Find us on the web at absolutebusinesssupply.ca and let us get it for you.
For the best Bear Tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with 2 of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
Well, Joe Todd, we want to thank Steve Mullally from Absolute Business Supply, and of course, Mullally, Jason Hill, Nick Shales, all on the Dust Up podcast. The debrief sessions have been outstanding. Look forward to more of those. Joe, the Newfoundland influence in this game in particular, but across some of the top teams, is just remarkable. And Sean Cleary has just come up, not lame, but certainly
Tight.
Did something to that right knee. He's doing some deep knee bends. Maybe we can see the pitch. It's on the landing. Oh, it's the left knee.
Mm-hmm.
It's the left knee that he came down on. And you just see it buckle. Well, he's going to look like he's going to stay. He's going to give it a try here. Let's see how this warm-up toss goes.
Didn't put a lot of pressure on that knee
No,
with that
he
pitch.
didn't with that pitch, but he gave a thumbs up to Daryl Helmer. Todd Adenaway and the training staff are going to make their way back off the field. And deep breath here on this one, Joe, for Sean Cleary.
If I was Kyle, I'd lay off this pitch.
I might be looking to jump on it if I was Kyle Ezekiel. Well, it's upstairs, and ball one to Kyle Ezekiel. So we were starting to say the Newfoundland influence. Ryan Boland behind the plate, Kyle Ezekiel in the batter's box, Sean Cleary. Jordan Pomeroy out in center field. Shane Boland coming up in a couple of batters. There's the changeup. Called a strike.
One ball, 2 strikes.
One and two to Ezekiel, who gets to face Sean probably every other Tuesday or Thursday in the St. John's League.
Yeah, you talked about that Newfoundland influence, but they have a great minor ball system, and that just a great feeder system up to the men's program.
Just won the silver at the U23 Canadian Championship. Shout out to the Mariners. Change up again, but a one hopper down to Riley James. A high throw, but Jason Hill sticks on the bag.
Little late release by Riley there. Little errant throw, but Jason Hill stretched out to get it.
Good job to keep in contact with the bag. Jason's dad, John, coaching first for Hill United. Well, Jason, of course, a longtime member of the Hill United Chiefs, came over to Bear Creek last year, but he was an original member of the Chiefs going back to 2012. Participated in all 5 of the ISC World Championships with the Hill United Chiefs, including getting the game-winning hit back in 2021. So the more traditional bunt defense here with the corners crashing for Alan Pecker. We've seen other teams bring the shortstop over to the pitcher's left. The second baseman rotates over to short. First baseman stays back, and they crash in from there. Slaps over the head of Hill and threw out to right field. Alan Pecker aboard, and Joe, I'm not sure if somebody's there in the middle whether they get that one or not. I don't think so.
Exactly. It was defense that we've seen before and just kind of eludes the thought process of the Bear Creek Express.
But even if David Galino's in that middle spot, I don't think he gets it. That was...
Yeah, and it took a high bounce, too.
It did. So Shane Boland, another Newfoundlander. Second hit of the game for the Chiefs. Back to the top of the shop. Boland was caught looking in the first. Squares early. Jabs at it, but no contact. Jeff Ellsworth running through the signs.
Good movement by the Bear Creek Express infield. If you lay it down, I think I'd go anywhere, but probably I would go up the middle with it instead of down the lines.
Well, Sean Cleary fields his position very well. Squares early again and pops it up this time. Ryan Boland, and they're going to get Pecker at first. I don't know whether Pecker thought that was the hit and run, but a mental error by Alan Pecker and a double play. The Chiefs are out of the inning.
A double play by a catcher. Great play. Great play.
The annual Boys of Summer tournament is held every July at the Circle Tap Bar and Grill in Denmark, Wisconsin. We host some of the top teams in the game at one of the best venues in softball. The atmosphere of old-time fast pitch with all of the amenities of a full-service bar and grill in the grounds can't be beat. Reduced-rate hotels about 10 minutes from the park are available in Green Bay. To bring your team to the annual Boys of Summer tournament next July, contact Dean Kane at deankane16@gmail.com. Thanks to Circle Tap for their support of the broadcast program.
Joe, I noticed as they came off the field that there was a conversation already being had with Alan Pecker. Clearly a sign was missed.
Yes.
Riley James, Jason Hill, and Jordan Pomeroy, 7-8-9 for the Bear Creek Express. James, .333 average, but just 2 for 6 as he's not appeared in 2 of the 5 games. And they need some production out of this guy, Joe. You're going to need hits up and down the lineup.
Diaz has had pretty clean output so far.
Well, you could say that. 3 strikeouts out of the 6 outs. Nobody's even hit a foul ball hard.
And no fly balls to the outfield. Keeping the ball low.
Bruno Matroni out for a chat with Diaz and the rest of the infield. Darryl Helmer will let them know that that's their one charge defensive delay. Bruno and Shane in particular were a key part of that conversation. And I'll be honest, I'm mystified as to what necessitated something 2 pitches into the inning that would have changed from the start of the inning.
Unless someone knows a weakness on Riley James.
Follows that back to the screen, stays at 0-2. Well, either they were changing the game plan or the sequence that they wanted to use with James, or changing up on the signs for a new inning. I don't know. I mean, that's a bit of a head scratcher, what that particular conference was necessary, or why that particular conference was necessary. Just misses down low. Two balls, 2 strikes. Riley James, leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Another foul ball into the screen, and he is giving the screen a workout. Still 2-2. And that one just misses down low. 3-2. Good AB by Riley James to work his way back from an 0-2 count into a full count. Look for the hard drop ball here from Marco Diaz. Well, it's actually off speed, but it's in the dirt, and ball 4. The first base runner of the game for the Bear Creek Express. We'll see if they can get the train rolling.
Good plate appearance by Riley James right there. Start something up.
Jason Hill to the plate. And Joe, it was whispered to us that today likely the final day in the ISC World Tournament for Jason Hill. A magnificent career dating back to the Farm Tavern, 3 times All-World. I mentioned the game or the tournament winning hit for Jason in 2021 when he came up, smoked a double to the fence with the bases loaded, won the World Tournament for the Chiefs. Last 2 years here with the Bear Creek Express, getting the opportunity to play with Ryan Boland and Sean Cleary.
I can remember back when Jason Hill made the trip to Frankenmuth in his junior career and played for Tom Stasek's team, the driving school.
That's absolutely right, and won the developmental tournament that year. So ball and a strike.
So have a big day, Jason.
Corners in, Jason squares early, pops it up. Shales tries to barehand it, and it's a good thing he didn't touch that. Todd Idenaway is going to say that he got it off of the barehand, but no. From our vantage point, we got a pretty good one. It did not go off of Shales' barehand.
No, you would have saw the ball deflect into a different pattern.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jason Hill. Just off the corner. 2-2.
Good pitch by Diaz. Good hold by Hill. I'll leave it at 2-2.
Both of the corners, Joe, are well off the line. We know Nick Shales likes to play half shortstop. He's always off the line. But Tony Gonzalez is well off the bag at first as well. And that's a percentage play, and the Chiefs deliberately have chosen to set up their defense this way. Nick talks about how many hits go in between the shortstop and the third baseman when you're over closer to the bag. If he can take away those hits, and it's rare that you get a line hugger down the third base side, he's willing to concede that, although he thinks, and rightly so, that he can get to some of those anyway. Pounded into the dirt, foul by Jason Hill. No, it was not. It was a foul tip into the glove. I thought it went down to the dirt. So Hill down on strikes, unable to advance the runner. 4th of the game for Marco Diaz. That'll bring us to Jordan Pomeroy. Did I hear correctly? A home run in yesterday's game?
I did not see that, but possibly. Sorry.
You and I were not doing that game, so but I thought I heard that, but maybe not. Jordan Pomeroy, a solo home run in the bottom of the 5th in yesterday's game.
He has his nice stroke at the plate.
And he's got a knack for home runs, too. Going back to the Thursday night game when the Express knocked the Gremlins into the loser's bracket last year. He had a home run off of Bestgrove. And then leading off the bottom of the 1st in the championship game last year, Pomeroy had another home run. Three 3-0 pitch in for a strike.
Pomeroy tried to sell it to Dara Homer, but
Well, I don't think Daryl Helmer is buying that particular act. He's a veteran, a long-time umpire here at the ISC, at the WBSC. Punched out to left. Quentin Bruce over near the foul line will track that down. James, a half-hearted bluff towards second, but he will back to first. Back pedal to first. Bruce has got an above-average arm out there in left. So back to the top of the shop for Brandon Horn. Left the game, Joe, for a couple of seasons after 2018, the ISC World Tournament in Kitchener that year, his hometown. But it amounted to about 4 years of calendar time, of course, with the pandemic and the 2020 and virtually all of the 2021 season in Ontario lost. On the move, the throw goes off the glove of Lenny Villavazzo. Riley James will go up to third. The throw tailed on Villavazzo. Alan Pecker and Bradley Ezekiel converging on it in the outfield to get it back in. I think he was going to have the base stolen regardless.
Yes, I have a stolen base on the way to second and error to catcher on the way to third.
Wasn't the easiest throw for Bruno Matroni, the easiest pitch rather for Bruno Matroni to react and throw. And 3-0. Diaz, this inning, Joe, at least, seeming to fall behind a couple of the batters. Not consistently, but
important for Bear Creek to pick up that run.
comes in with a strike. 3-1 to Brandon Horn. Riley James, the leadoff walk. And Joe, how often do leadoff walks come around to score?
Yes, about 66% of the time, 2/3.
Foul to the screen.
Good hustle by Brandon Horn going down that line. I love to see that. You never know if it's going to hit a rock and spin the other way.
Horn to Boland. They're going to concede nothing. They're going to concede nothing. The defense, rock solid for the Hill United Chiefs. They strand the runner at third. 3 complete. We're still scoreless. Hill United Chiefs coming back up. Brad Ezekiel to lead things off here in the top of the 4th inning. Brad Ezekiel, Nick Shales, Bruno Matroni. 2-3-4. Brad Ezekiel, one of 2 hits on the day for the Hill United Chiefs squad.
Sean working that inside part of the plate. Exactly where I'd stay against Brad. You want to tie up his hands.
Off the outside corner, ball 2. Cleary sets on the board. Little off speed out to right field. Colin Walsh, bit of a circuitous path to come get that one.
Ball tailing at the end there.
Yeah, it did. And the wind, Joe, which mostly all week has blown left to right as we look at it, and more out to center field than anything else. But today, a little swirl, and it's not big because those flags aren't exactly snapping to attention.
First time we've had a 9:30 game, so maybe it blows that way in the morning and then switches. Yeah, hard to say.
But it is blowing a little bit right to left. Shales swings over the top of the changeup, back-to-back changeups. We know they like to do that. Here they've done it from batter to batter.
This is second time through the order now. You wonder if they'll stay on that pattern or readjust to a little bit more speed.
I think they're going to stick with the off speed here and just try and disrupt the timing. There's another one, 55 miles per hour from Sean Cleary. So that's 3 straight changeups in a row.
Just miss on that changeup. Be great if you could throw that first strike.
Yeah, that one just a bit high. Big deep breath by Sean Cleary on the board. They went outside and get a called strike on the outside corner. Darryl Helmer will call the pitch that just touches the corner.
I love that.
Some guys won't give that corner. Darryl Helmer will, and that's going to make guys swing the bat.
Yep.
To your point, I love the fact that guys are calling strikes. Make the players swing the bat. Tried to go up and away. They didn't quite get it there. Shales fouls this one off and over the screen. Look for them try to go a little further out and a little higher. Now, if you're Nick Shales, you know that's where they're going to try to go. And I'll go back to the 2022 World Cup Championship against Cleary. Early in the game, he struck out on that exact pitch. When he came up against Schofield later in the game with 2 strikes, they tried to go there, and Shales hit it out of the park.
And Shales is due.
Hard shot to James, in and out of the glove, and Nick Shales aboard at least. E5, but he's aboard.
Yes. You want to get on base, make things happen.
It was a hard hit ball, too, down to Riley James. It's a play that he's got to make. You can't give this team extra bases. We have seen it so many times over the years. You make an error, you make a mistake, and they make you pay.
Yes. You just can't make those little mistakes. They will come back to bite you.
Matrone fly out to David Galino in his first at bat. Drop ball downstairs, misses. Bruno, 4 hits in the tournament, batting .333, so 12 official at-bats, 15 plate appearances. 2 ribbies for Bruno.
Good pitch there.
Yep.
Catching that outside corner again.
Yeah, drop to the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Stay out there.
Brandon Horn looking for Matrone to pull. There's a big gap between Hill and Horn in the 3.5 hole.
Bruno happens to get an outside pitch. He drives it that way to the right side.
Thinking bunt, but that one goes backwards instead of forwards. One ball, 2 strikes to the cleanup batter for the Chiefs, Bruno Matrone. A battle of wills here right now, Joe. And who's going to bend? Who's going to break? Joe, you and I got a shot at this one. Trying to protect you there, partner.
No, I thought I had my eye on it. I knew it was going to hit the tent.
That was
all right. 5 feet.
Yeah, well, not even. Well, it's 5 feet above us, but it was only a foot to our left. That's the closest we've come.
That would have hit Luciano right in the noggin.
That's why he's got that protective tent up there. Haven't had a shot at one of those in a long time. But I just broke my own rule. If you don't have a glove on, don't try to field it.
I just worried about the bounce. The bounce usually gets you.
Well, it's the ones that come from behind that we don't see from the other diamond. So 1-2 again to Bruno Matrone. Just off the outside corner. Ryan Boland holds it there. And as I said the other day, for all the catchers looking to frame, I've never seen an umpire change his mind on the frame. Oh, no, you're right. That actually was a strike.
Trying to sell it for the next call.
I think you're absolutely right. Give him a little bit longer look at it. Maybe you get the next one. The Australia contingent making their way in. Chris Kiefel, been here all week. Line shot right into the glove of Riley James. Scampering back was Nick Shales to first.
After you make an error, it's good to get a next ball hit right to you.
And you see Riley James, Johnny on the spot. So 2 down now to Quentin Bruce. He's had a couple of key hits, none bigger than the 3-run home run yesterday against Toronto to set the Chiefs on the road to championship Saturday.
Just don't make a mistake to Quentin Bruce in the shoulders. He loves hitting up there. He'll hit a high pitch and drive it. He has a strong upper body and just loves pulling those balls. I'd stay low, low, low.
Well, Quentin 214. That is somewhat un-Quentin-like. What we've been used to from Quentin the last couple of years typically starts with a 4 or a 5 when discussing the batting average. Well, to your point, Joe, a dipper on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Good call by Ryan Boland. Make sure they stay in that same area or throw the odd changeup here. You got 2 out. Infield's at normal depth. Riley James playing a little bit back.
They go upstairs, and chasing goes Quentin Bruce.
He loves that pitch.
Well, they elevate the rise ball, and they've used that as a third strike pitch to great effect over the years, too. But now you've got multiple opportunities. You can throw the drop on the outside corner. You can come with the change off the corner. You could go with the inside rise ball now and try and get him to chase with that, too.
Grounded out back to Sean Cleary back in the second inning.
Upstairs, Shales on the move and in safely. The throw was on the shortstop side of the bag, and Galino had to bring the tag across the bag, and that was just enough for Nick Shales to get in. Still runs extremely well.
Great wheels. So important to get that runner into scoring position.
So now they're going to change up the signs, and that's why Darryl Helmer immediately followed Ryan Boland out to that quick meeting with Sean Cleary. Again, that's a permitted meeting. You can change up the signs. But what you can't do is wear a path out there.
Yes. And
for conferences every other pitch. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Quentin Bruce.
That rule has expediently speeded up the game.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Nick Shales, the runner at second, and timed by Bruce at the plate. We'll reset. Bruce back into the back of that left side batter's box. 2 Canadian national team members here, Cleary and Bruce. Upstairs, they get him to chase. Nick Shales reaches on the air, steals second, but is stranded. Sean Cleary picks up his 5th strikeout of the game. Still scoreless. Will go to the home half of the 4th. Halfway through, Joe, nothing but zeros.
Great game so far. Stay tuned.
Dreamcatcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
Joe, want to thank Dreamcatcher and Brian Porter for their support here on the broadcast program. Brian is a longtime supporter, and we really appreciate everything that he does for the game. He and the Hill family have been great supporters over the last 12 seasons. This is their 12th season. Of course, we had that one off year, but they've been in the World Tournament every year since 2012, and as often as not in the ISC championship game, especially in those early years, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, in the championship game, 6 straight years.
You always want to be there on Championship Saturday.
And they always have been. Them and the New York Gremlins, it's been a bit of a rotating cast of other teams, but the Gremlins and the Chiefs, the mainstays here on Championship Saturday. This will be the 5th straight championship game this year for the Gremlins.
Daulu trying to get the timing down on Diaz.
Just off the outside corner, doesn't chase. And a ball in from out of play. Diaz will find the one that he likes and give the other one back to Daryl Helmer. Riley James, the only base runner of the game for the Bear Creek Express. He got as far as third off of a walk. Still looking for their first hit. A good hack there by Wayne Laulu.
Getting close.
Is there a happier guy in the game than Wayne Laulu?
I just love the hugs I get from him.
Oh, my God. We ran into him coming out of the baggage claim area at the Vancouver airport all the way back last Friday. I think he lifted you 6 feet off the ground. I had to go get a chiropractic adjustment. Chop foul.
And I'll do that every day.
I will take that every day of the week from Wayne Laulu. Always great to see Wayne. Diaz shakes one, finds a sign that he likes from Matroni. Way off the plate, can't get Wayne Laulu to chase. Ball 2.
It's a big pitch here right now. You don't want to go to a full count to Wayne.
Lifted up, short right. Viavazo 2 steps onto the grass and makes the grab for the first out of the inning.
Good pitch by Diaz to tie up the hands of Wayne Laulu.
Tom Anoka, left fielder for Bear Creek. Longtime member of the New Zealand Black Sox. They were second at the Prince Albert Regional Qualifier. We'll see them next year back in Prince Albert. Thinks about a bunt. And not a bad idea, Joe, for anybody right now to lay down a bunt for a base hit.
So both corners are laying back, so sure.
Shales is behind the bag at third, now takes a couple of steps in. Tony Gonzalez even with the bag at first. And that is going to be in and out of the glove of Shane Boland. That looked like it was destined for the 5.5 hole, Joe. Base hit in my book.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't think that they were going to get Tommy Anoka from there anyway. Shane Boland had to take 6 steps to his right just to try and flag that down.
Great range there by Boland, but
scored a hit, Joe, at least on the scoreboard. And I'm going to assume in game changer as well. Cleanup batter, David Galino. Started the season, Joe, batting 9th and has worked his way up into the cleanup spot. This guy is a consummate ball player, impeccable defense, throws extraordinarily well from shortstop. And that,
I think it clipped him.
Did it hit him? It
Yep,
did. He's
yep.
looking at the left elbow, shaking that out. He was trying very hard to get out of the way, which I don't blame him for as hard as Marco Diaz throws. The umpires just get together and confirm, hit by pitch, that it was not a swing. First time for the Express with a couple of runners aboard. Anoka up to second. Boland, an opportunity to put his club into the lead. Diaz with a long look in. Boland had a notion to go, and a called strike by Daryl Helmer on the swing, most likely. Boland has a knack of coming up big in these types of circumstances. Not always a high average, but it's clutch and what matters when you do with it in these types of circumstances. Fouls that one back to the screen. And Ryan having a one-way conversation with himself. Bottom of the fourth inning. 1 down, 2 aboard for Bear Creek. Their first hit of the game and then a hit by pitch. And swing and a miss. Ryan Boland can't catch up.
And very frustrated with himself.
Not a happy camper.
Well, you don't like walking away from those opportunities.
Nor should you. These opportunities, few and far between against Marco Diaz. Colin Walsh went down swinging in the second. And now a meeting between Bruno Matroni and Marco Diaz. And again, just want to get the signs right. Although I don't know how much Spanish Daryl Helmer speaks. They could be talking recipes. They could be talking strategy.
Where they're eating tonight for supper?
It's Tomanoka at second, David Galino at first. Two guys who run the bases well. Walsh at the plate. Over the top of the drop, a hard drop from Marco Diaz.
Good bat speed by Colin Walsh, but needs to catch up with that pitch. Way behind.
Walsh had a run, Joe, of a couple of years where he was the top player in the St. John's League, in a league full of really good ball players, including several on the Canadian national team. With falling behind here 0-2. And now lots of different opportunities for Marco Diaz. Up, down, change,
down.
In, out.
Down with runners on base.
Just off the outside corner, a drop on the outside corner, but can't get the call, or off, let's put it that way, off the outside corner, doesn't get a call or a swing. You get a great look into Bruno Matroni from our center field shot. Over the top of the drop, Marco Diaz strikes out a pair to end the inning. Through 4 complete, still scoreless.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
For the best Bear Tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with two of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
And Joe, very quickly, it's the top of the 5th inning. Early getting late. You're into one mistake, and it could be very costly territory. It might cost you the game. A mistake now at this point. Lenny Villavazo to the dish for the Hill United Chiefs. Joe, just very quickly, Coburg Force out in front of the Sudbury Relics 2-1. And the CR Brewers over All Seasons Patriots 1-0. Those are the two Legends semifinals. We'll have the Legends Championship game here for you a little bit later today. It's going to have a Canadian team. It's going to have an American team. Looking for a good one. Those were the 4 best teams we thought when we looked at the Legends rosters and played out that way.
It is always a competitive game.
Upstairs to Villavazo, even up the count at 1-1. Change up. Lenny Villavazo gives a shake of the head. No, that's not a strike. And he's looking into Daryl Helmer, who's elevating the hand at the chest, saying it's a little high. Chiefs bench in full throat. Can hear them up here, even through our headsets. Change up again from Cleary, and again elevated.
Cleary with 53 pitches so far in the game.
Three and 1 to Villavazo. The 6th batter in the Chiefs lineup was down on strikes in the 2nd. Off speed again, and they don't get them. 3 changeups, all of them up in the zone.
Well, the changeup is a good pitch, but you got to throw it for a strike. It's only effective when it's a strike.
Well, you're flirting with danger by putting the leadoff batter aboard via walk. We know the stat, 66%, 2/3 of the time, that run tends to come around. Tony Gonzalez to the dish. Strikeout victim in the 2nd.
And Villavazo has great wheels. Get an extra base hit easily at 3rd. Gonzalez struck out on that rise ball last time.
Just an outstanding ball game, Joe, to kick off Championship Saturday here at the 2024 ISC World Tournament. Inside on the move, the throw is on the other side of the bag again, and Villavazo slides in safely. Jeff Ellsworth willing to be aggressive.
Love that. Make things happen. Put the runner in action, put the ball in action.
Well, that's 2 throws now on stolen base attempts that have been on the shortstop side of the bag. Shales, an inning ago, swiped second, and the throw was towards Galino's side. Runner in scoring position, nobody down here in the top of the 5th. A scoring opportunity for the Hill United Chiefs. Tony Gonzalez, the Chiefs' leading hitter this week at the plate.
Great.
Over the top.
Great pitch.
Real good pitch from Sean Cleary. Got Tony Gonzalez to chase. Well, Joe, the wind has shifted direction again as we come up on about 10:47 a.m. It's now in its traditional left to right blowing out, mostly to center pattern. Beautiful high sky, not a cloud in sight here in Surrey, British Columbia, Softball City. That's chop foul. Blair Setford, Joe Todd with you on the ISC network. If you've just signed in with us, top of the 5th inning, you've missed a couple of base hits scattered here, there. No runs, scoreless. The number 2 ranked Hill United Chiefs, the number 4 Bear Creek Express. This is the 4th place game. The winner will stay on the field and will take on the number 3 ranked Northeast Drillers. For the 2nd year in a row, the top 4 ranked teams are the ones playing on Championship Saturday.
Great job by the Rankers.
Changeup fouled off to the screen by Tony Gonzalez and just off the end of the bat, too.
Well, he's done a great job protecting the plate. The last 2 swings, he just fouled them off, waiting for his pitch. Don't leave that call in the hands of the umpire.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Tony Gonzalez. Lenny Viavazo, a leadoff walk, stolen base out at second. Change up again, and Gonzalez swings. Did he hit Boland with the backswing? I think he did. He got Boland on either the glove hand or the arm, and he's immediately gone to the dugout, which Ryan Boland is tough as nails. And if he's gone down to the dugout, something is seriously amiss. I think definitely got him on the backswing on the elbow is what we're hearing from our Canada VP, Todd McCabe, who's just off to our right. Especially, Joe, if it got him on the funny bone, that can really hurt. Now, it may be momentary and it may be a stinger, and let's hope that that's all it is. Yeah, you can see it there, getting on the elbow, and Ryan Boland down in front of their third base dugout, and he's getting looked at by the training staff for Bear Creek. Boland is taking a walk down towards the left field line, bent over at the waist. Joe, let's take a break and we'll catch back up. We'll let Ryan Boland get recovered and we'll be back in a minute. So a round of applause for Ryan Boland as he makes his way back behind home plate. It caught him in the elbow on the follow-through on the swing by Tony Gonzalez, who was down on strikes on the play. Ever the sportsman, Tony Gonzalez waited at home plate for Ryan Boland to come back.
Great job. Showing respect for each other.
So Kyle Ezekiel to the plate. And Kyle has hit Sean well over the years, as well as anybody hits Sean. Kyle has done okay. Just misses off the plate. Ground out to Riley King in the third. Chopper on the infield, that'll go foul. Flag down by, I think I called him Riley King. That's the Aussie from the Sydney Tropics. Riley James is who's playing third for the Bear Creek Express.
Gonna be real careful against Kyle.
You don't want to leave anything over the plate, not to Kyle, not to anybody.
Try and pick that outside corner.
Runs the count to 1-2 with the drop on the corner.
Up in the count now, so he's got a couple pitches to play with.
Haven't seen the change yet this inning. Upstairs, inside, ball 2. A good morning to our DUIC, Don Cook, joining us here for a look in the media center. Cleary, as always, a long look in. And way upstairs for ball 3. Kyle Ezekiel showing some good patience. Has run the count, Joe, from 1-2 to 3-2.
Now Sean has to throw his best pitch in this situation right here. And that is Blair. You go with the drop?
You know what? He's got all of them. I would go with the drop away. I've always hearkened back to Patty Shannon. When in doubt, down and out.
My old rule was always a drop when runners on base.
Time from Kyle Ezekiel at the plate.
You want to try and keep the ball in the infield if he does happen to hit it.
Change up, out to left. Tamanoka will make the grab, just straddling the line, and the throw gets away from James momentarily. Every infielder on the diamond went to go cover third base, while James went to go get the ball. Jason Hill was 3/4 of the way to third base. A big out for Cleary, and Lenny Villavazzo stays at second base.
Very important.
Now, Alan Pecker, one of the 2 hits for the Chiefs. Solid single through the 3.5 hole.
Sean Cleary out landscaping the mound. Not happy with where he's landing.
Well, he could hang up a sign, Cleary Landscape. Waves at strike 1. Another huge at-bat. In a game full of moments like this, there have been one here, one there. This is one of them. Well hit, deep right field, way back and gone over the tent. Alan Pecker smokes one to right field. A line shot home run, no doubt, off the bat.
Pecker hit that ball a long way over that fence. Took that ball the other way. Sorry, pulled it.
Joe, we talked about it was going to come down to a mistake, and that pitch hung to Alan Pecker, who made no mistake.
Your number 9 batter in the lineup hitting that 2-run home run shot to break the gap.
Shane Boland to the plate. A 2-out massive home run. I haven't seen anybody hit one over the tent until just now. Change up upstairs to Boland.
Important for Cleary to regroup here right now. You want to shut the door in this inning. You want to get in off the field.
And a leadoff walk comes around to score. Gets Boland to chase upstairs.
That's a nice pitch.
And you might want to go back to that inside rise ball. Little higher, little harder. See if you can get him to chase again.
We'll see if Shane Boland has enough plate discipline to lay off that pitch.
A big, deep breath from Sean Cleary. That's way out of play on the left side.
Two balls, two strikes.
Two balls, two strikes, 2 out, but most importantly, 2 runs in for the Chiefs. The top of the 5th inning. It took to the top of the 5th inning for a single mistake to be made. And a ball in from the left side, and we're going to like that one better than the other one. Cleary and Boland reset, 2-2. Change up, can't get Boland to chase. A real good take. Boland reaches out, a little flare into short center field, just dumps it out in front of Jordan Pomeroy. Boy, he reached out almost to the other batter's box, Joe.
Good plate appearance by Boland. No one warming up in the Bear Creek Express bullpen, but...
Well, I think this was going to be Sean Cleary's game as long as possible. Justin Schofield just over 100 pitches yesterday. Todd Idenaway out to buy Sean Cleary some time. Nothing else. sixth batter of the inning, Brad Ezekiel. Bradley's 1 for 2.
Cleary with 74 pitches so far in the game.
Tyler Brancho has come on to run for Ryan, or for Ryan Boland. I'm sure he'd love that. For Shane Boland. Gets away from Ryan Boland, and up to second goes Tyler Brancho. We ran into Tyler's dad, Mike, of course the CEO for Softball Canada, here to watch son Tyler primarily, but I'm sure to just get a look at some of the Canadian national team players and Canadian national team prospects. In the dugout for Hill United Chiefs is the Canadian national team skipper, John Stewart. To Hopper, out to Riley James, comes up throwing, and they get the third out of the inning, but Alan Pecker, a massive 2-run home run over the tent in right field. The Hill United Chiefs are out in front, 2-0.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Matiosi. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
Coming back, and here's the home run by Alan Pecker. Over the tent, disappears into the forest.
Massive hit.
That's the difference in the game right now, Joe.
Chiefs with 4 hits so far in the game. Bear Creek Express with 1.
Riley James walked, stole second, came around to third. Was one of 2 looks that the Express have had at the game. Both times, Marco Diaz more than up to the task to keep the door nailed firmly shut, or to keep the train in the station. Let's go with that particular analogy with the Express. Joe, the 9 batter with the home run, but that's no surprise. That's Pecker would hit leadoff for virtually every other team here.
Great.
Called strike 3 on Riley James. 7th of the game for Marco Diaz. Jason Hill back up to the plate, and Joe, I was reminded by Ray Carr that in addition to the 2021 World Tournament game-winning hit, you go back to 2015 and trailing by 2 to the Toronto Gators, and as much as this pains me to bring up, Jason Hill laces one out to left. A base hit for Jason Hill.
Great clutch hit by Jason Hill to get things rolling for the Bear Creek Express.
2015, Jason Hill, the Hill United Chiefs trailing by 2, and he hit a line drive home run to right field that put the Chiefs into the lead in that game. Hill will give way to Tyler Pauli, pinch running. Jordan Pomeroy, the 9-batter for the Express, to the plate. And Joe, could it be a battle of the 9 batters? Could Jordan Pomeroy put a charge into one?
He can do it.
Line shot, he's going to dump that out into left field, and back-to-back base hits for the Bear Creek Express here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Can they answer back?
That bottom part of the order coming through for Bear Creek Express.
Roman Godoy, sorry,
8
Joe.
and 9 coming back with back-to-back singles.
Roman Godoy is up in the bullpen for the Hill United Chiefs. Now, he got up the second they went out on defense, but rather timely nonetheless for the Chiefs to have Roman Godoy, who was brilliant yesterday afternoon against Toronto. Horn, first pitch swinging to Villavazo. Dancing around it was Pomeroy, did not make the tag. So Wayne Laulu, a chance to tie the game with a base hit with the speed of Jordan Pomeroy. Shane Boland and Jordan Pomeroy are having a chuckle out there. Two down, Wayne Laulu, perhaps the game on his bat. Had a notion to go, but holds back. And now it's the Bear Creek bench at full volume.
4th inning, Bear Creek Express had 2 runners on base, too.
But this is the first time they've had 2 in scoring position. Pauli at 3rd. Pomeroy at 2nd. Laulu called strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Wellington, New Zealand native. That one is fouled back to the screen, and a big from Wayne Laulu.
Getting closer and closer every pitch on the timing.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Wayne popped up to Lenny Villavazo in the 4th. One and 2. Hard shot. Oh, it's snagged by Villavazo, who lays out in a fist pump with the throw. Lenny Villavazo saves the game for the Hill United Chiefs.
Great defense by Villavazo. Rose to the occasion.
A smash. Watch it again. Villavazo lays out. And the fist pump. Wow.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Peligro Sports provides the essentials needed to give your team an edge on the field. Our brand is rooted in creating a unique experience tailored to the specific needs.
Here's the replay again, as well as Justin Schofield is on, but here's the replay again on the Laulu ground ball hot shot. Lenny Villavazzo saves the game here. You see him at the top of the frame lay out to grab that ground ball, and Joe may have just saved the game for the Hill United Chiefs.
Kudos to Villavazzo for a great defensive play.
There's Justin Schofield, who is on in relief. Over 100 pitches yesterday to beat JB 2-0. Cleary goes 5, gives up 6 hits, the 2 runs on the strength of the Alan Pecker home run.
7 strikeouts and 1 walk and 1 hit by pitch.
Shales to lead things off against Schofield. Up the middle, Galino with the throw and the stretch by Jason Hill, and Nick Shales can't buy a break.
Great play by Galino because he went deep. He went almost behind second base to pick that ball up.
There's maybe half a dozen shortstops in the game that go get that. As you see the replay by Luciano Lafrano in Softball Premier, how deep David Galino was. And unfortunately for Nick Shales, David Galino's in the game. He's one of those guys that can go get that ball. Downstairs to Bruno Matroni.
So important psychologically now for Schofield to shut the door, to give his team a chance.
Falls behind, 2-0. Matroni popped up to Galino in the first, and then a line shot to Riley James in the fourth.
Yes.
Went around, says David Lee. Two and one.
That's not our plane, is it, Blair?
I hope not, because that's pretty small.
I don't mind those jets coming home.
That's
not even a jet.
Single propeller plane.
Okay.
That's a long way to go from here to Toronto.
I'll take a Cessna.
Yeah, well, that's going to get you from here to Kelowna.
Yeah.
Let me know how the rest of it goes.
Parachute time.
Back to our regularly scheduled action. Hard swing and a foul to the screen by Bruno Matroni.
Twice to the left side of the infield.
2-2. And upstairs, run the count to 3-2. Way up in the air. Brandon Horn over near the grass, and wow, that took a little backward turn on Brandon Horn at the last second. That was so high up in the air as an infielder, Joe, especially on one of these high sky days.
Looking into the sun, too.
Yeah, they can present a bit of a challenge. Brandon Horn.
Great concentration and focus by Horn.
Yeah, pulls that down for the second out of the inning. They're not as easy as they seem. Quentin Bruce, ground out, strikeout, up and in from Schofield. Those were against Cleary, now facing Justin Schofield. Peter Labardi has talked about every pitch that Justin Schofield throws. He throws it like it's his last. Every effort, every pitch is maximum effort from Schofield. And
great analogy.
Boland is going to go. He's still shaking out that elbow, too.
Yeah.
And I wonder, Ryan's had a bit of an eye. I don't want to call it a problem because I don't know what else to say. But he's had a spot where his eye waters, I guess. And I think that's what's just happened here.
I think he wears contacts,
I
doesn't he?
think you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah, pretty sure he does.
And he may have had one, and I used to wear contacts, so I can relate to this. If the contact may have just swum off of the eyeball and into the corner of his eye. It happens.
Yep.
Swing and a miss by Bruce. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's a great drop from Justin Schofield. Was always his best pitch. Reinvented himself through the pandemic coming out. The way that he threw, his motion.
Great pitch.
And the rise ball that you just saw right there was his primary focus. Because that was something you could essentially ignore was Schofield over the years because it was not going to be a strike. So you could focus on the drop. He's got a great change, but you could really focus on the drop. Now with that rise ball, he's got another weapon in his arsenal.
Well, he's pulling that rise ball a little bit lower, able to throw it for a strike. That rise ball in the hard part of the strike zone is very hard to hit.
A couple of the performances this week by Schofield, Joe, have just been vintage. Go back to 2016 in the winner's bracket final that he threw against Hill United. There's the change. Poked out to left. Tomanoka with the sunglasses on, and a 1-2-3 inning for Justin Schofield in relief. Does the job that he needs to do. Puts up a 0. Three, 4, 5 in the batting order for the Bear Creek Express. Tomanoka, David Galino, and Ryan Boland.
Very clutch part of the order right here.
Has to be. Has to be. You don't really want to leave it to the bottom of the 7th, even if you can get 1 here so you're not chasing 2 in the 7th. Strike on the outside corner. Diaz, 7 strikeouts through 5 innings. Just off. 3 hits for the Express. 2 of them in the 5th. Wayne Laulu, we all thought he had one. And Lenny Villavazo said, no, sir.
Shut the door.
Or no mas, maybe, from Lenny Villavazo, no more.
Bear Creek Express need a base runner. I don't care how you get on, just get on.
Oh, has he done it again? Can't dig it out. Tony Gonzalez ranging way over to his right. Lenny Villavazo just about made it 2 for 2. Well, Joe,
they gave him a base
there's
hit.
Your base runner.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely a base hit. Absolutely a base hit. That would have taken a superhuman effort to throw out Tom Anoka there. David Galino hit by a pitch in the 4th. And downstairs and off the plate for ball 1. Oh, fouled straight back to the screen. And Joe, I think he would love to have that pitch back. David Galino batting .500 coming in, 6 for 12, Joe.
A little late with that swing, that's all.
He's got 2 home runs in the tournament, 6 RBIs. He's been a lot of the offense for this Bear Creek Express team. And again, fouls that one straight back to the screen. And Joe, if this train is going to leave the station, it's going to be David Galino at the engine.
And Tommy Anoka as a passenger.
Yeah, I think we belabored the train analogy to death now, that metaphor. That's going to go foul down the left side. He made good contact, just needs to get that in between the white lines.
This is one of those little battles in the game that you just have to appreciate as a good fastball fan.
And there have been a couple in this game already. Galino, did he chase? They're going to ask. You know they're going to ask. No, says our third base umpire, Steve Gallagher from Coburg, Ontario. Two and two. Diaz nods in agreement with Bruno Matroni. Skips this one in 43.5 feet from Marco Diaz. Three and two. Does he put 2 guys on again? He did in the 4th, he did in the 5th. Is he going to do it here in the 6th? High hopper to Villavazo. They go to second for 1, back to 1. They do not get 2. But a great backhand flip by Lenny Villavazo to Shane Boland to get Tommy Anoka at second. I didn't think they were going to have the time to do that, Joe.
Yeah, it took a little bit high bounce, so it made it a little bit easier for Lenny.
And the training staff for the Chiefs are going to come out and look at Marco Diaz. And I wonder, Joe, if he's got a bit of a cramp in that left calf. It's pointing down in that direction, the calf or the ankle. We'll take a break while the music's on, and we'll be back with you in a moment. Ryan Boland back up to the plate. David Galino at first. Prolonged visit out there and a couple of tosses for Marco Diaz to see if he was fit to continue. Looked like the leg had cramped up, Joe. Roman Godoy, who had not been out, suddenly got up really quickly in the Chiefs bullpen, so he's back throwing down the right field line. A little bit more urgency than the last time he was up.
Diaz has thrown 87 pitches so far in the game.
Boland tried to hold up and went around this time, says Steve Gallagher. Joe, an update on the Legends side. Coburg Force will be into the Legends Championship game, a 4-3 win over the Sudbury Relics. And the All-Seasons Patriots continue to lead 2-1 in their semifinal over the CR Brewers. Might be some new teams in the championship game. We've had the Sudbury Relics and we've had the CR Brewers multiple times in the championship. Coburg gets in. And it's been quite a while for the Coburg Force, actually. They had one of the original Legends teams all the way back in 2010, 2011. A bleeder on the infield. Marco Diaz had a thought to go to second, and then it slipped out of his hand and just settles for the out at first.
Good play to make that easier play. Don't force it.
So Galino up to second. Boland 1-3 in your scorecard. Colin Walsh, a pair of strikeouts. Jeff Ellsworth back out to visit with Marco Diaz, and they're going to bring the trainer along with them. Joe, I didn't see anything untoward on that one. They're going to bring out some water. We will take a quick break. We'll be right back. So we're back with Marco Diaz, who got a sip of water. That'll help with the cramping. Misses up and in to Colin Walsh.
So important to make sure you drink plenty of fluids. Sun's getting, I think it was 22 the last time I checked the temperature.
Just off the plate, 2-0 now to Colin Walsh, who hasn't really even had a sniff off of Diaz in his two at-bats so far. Down on strikes in the second and the fourth.
Phil Lavazzo playing him off field.
In for a strike. Northeast Drillers, Joe, have arrived and are warming up off the field down the right side. And that's fouled off and up over the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Walsh. 2 out. David Galino, the runner for the Express, up at second base. Joe, this is the warmest it's been, I think, since opening Saturday.
I'm not complaining.
No, a beautiful day here. Not a cloud in sight at Softball City. Poke foul into the screen by Walsh.
So important. Bear Creek got to pick up that runner that's at second base.
4th straight inning, Joe, that they've had runners aboard, either singular or plural. And this one hits Walsh on the back foot. I thought it was going to go behind him. So if nothing else, that sets up the force at third, but it also puts the tying run on base.
Yeah. I am presently quite surprised that Diaz is still in the game.
Well, there are the current pitchers of record. Schofield and Diaz. And Riley James swings at a drop ball in the dirt for strike 1. Riley caught looking to lead off the 5th, walked back in the 3rd, reached 3rd. The Express have got a couple of guys as far as 3rd, Joe, but it's like there's a big stop sign there for them right now. 1-1. Godoy has been warming for the bulk of this inning, ever since the cramp surfaced. Misses downstairs. 2-1.
All even in hits now, 4 apiece.
And run it to 3-1. Diaz falling behind. And Joe, we've talked about this all summer long with Marco Diaz. He can suffer these little micro bouts of loss of control, and he can put runners aboard, and then he fires back up. And he gets outs. All season's Patriots rally to take a 3-2 lead over the CR Brewers. Isn't that interesting? Mm-hmm. And that's a final. So all seasons will get into the championship game. They were there in 2021. Not a result they would care to remember against the Sudbury Relics in that one. They'll face the Coburg Force this time. Back to the action here. Swing and a miss. Down goes James. Marco Diaz is fired up. A big shout from the big, tall right-hander as he comes off the field.
For Bear Creek Express, bottom of 6 innings, no runs on, 1 hit.
His 8th strikeout couldn't come at a better time for the Hill United Chiefs.
7 runners left on base for Bear Creek.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
Lenny Villavazzo will lead things off here, the top of the 7th inning against Justin Schofield. Fouls this one back to the screen. Villavazzo, Joe, the defensive star today.
Made a great play at second base on that ball by Wayne Laulu. The Softball Premier TV play of the game so far.
Oh, without a doubt in this one. Saved the game for Hill United. Schofield kicks and deals, and a strike to the outside corner. 0-2 on Villavazzo. It was Lenny who was on base for Alan Pecker's 2-run home run. Those are the only 2 runs of the game, the top of the 5th inning. And it was a leadoff walk to Lenny Villavazzo that came around to score. That's going to go foul down the left field line, and out of play was the only question. Whether Tommy Anoka would have a play on it or not. Villavazzo punches another one out to left. Tomanoka ranges over half a dozen skip steps to his left and pulls that one in for the first out of the inning. Tony Gonzalez, a pair of strikeouts today. Joe, he was the leading hitter for the Chiefs coming into this one, was batting .462, but that will take a bit of a dip.
Yeah.
The winner of this one, be it the Chiefs, be it the Express, will stay on the diamond and will take on the Northeast Drillers. And somebody's going to have to enforce the jersey rule if it's the Express and the Drillers, because they're both in black.
They will flip the coin, won't they, for home team?
No, it's where you are in the bracket.
It's the seedings, okay.
It's not seedings, it's just where you are in the bracket.
bracket.
If you're
Okay,
on the
gotcha.
top of the bracket, the bottom of the bracket dictates what jersey you wear. Brandon Horn back behind the bag, turns, throws, not in time.
Great attempt.
Tony Gonzalez legs out a base hit. 5th hit of the game for the Hill United Chiefs. And we'll get a pinch runner as Jeff Ellsworth is down to confer with Daryl Helmer. And it's Nick White on to run for Tony Gonzalez. And as well as Tony runs, it's an upgrade.
Yes.
Because Nick White is an upgrade on virtually everybody in the tournament. Look for him to be off and running in the first 1 or 2 pitches, Joe. They've run on Ryan Boland successfully.
34, Lucy Brandini.
On the move, it was a good throw, and they got him on the right side of the bag this time.
Good clutch performance there by Ryan Boland. Come up with a great, accurate throw.
White, gun down. A real good throw. The last 2 have been on the shortstop side. This one was right where it was supposed to be. So now we're going to check, and I'm assuming they're checking whether it was a swing. There's a strike up on the board. At the plate, it's Luigi Biondi for Kyle Ezekiel. We missed that one, Joe. We were so focused on White. Biondi is pinch hitting. And he brings a certain amount of speed. Look at this, right hugging the line, the underhand flip, but not in time. Jason Hill did everything he could to just kind of paddle that really towards Brandon Horn, but Biondi just runs so well. He outran the defense. Watch how quickly he gets down the line. He's got to avoid Jason Hill, too.
Great wheels by Biondi down that line.
And on the bag. So
Good
another
call.
speedster, and do you try to steal again?
Sure. I'll take insurance runs anytime.
Pecker tries to slap and fouls this to the fence.
Pecker does have 2 hits in the game.
You got 2 out. Do you take a chance on a guy with 2 hits? Do you take the bat out of his hand? And right now, he's the difference in the ball game. The 2-run home run in the 5th. On the move is Biondi. The throw's high this time, and sliding in safely at second base is Luigi Biondi. Luigi Biondi. Schofield and Boland out talking signals. Did Schof slip on that pitch too? I just saw him get a pat from Gerald Helmer.
Not sure. I did not catch it if he did.
No, I didn't see it either, to be honest. So Biondi, stolen base. One ball, one strike to Pecker. Off speed from Schofield, 2-1. And straight back to the screen. That was a home run swing.
When that ball comes directly back from behind the plate, the batter has just missed it.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Luigi Biondi is out at second base. Chasing upstairs, Schofield elevates the rise ball, gets out of the inning. He's done his job. 2 shutout innings in relief. Need the offense in the bottom of the 7th.
Dream catcher, inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will.
Jason Hill. Is this his final at bat in the ISC, Joe Todd? Fouls it back over the screen.
He wants to make it his best if it is.
Line to single in the 5th. Joe, want to give a shout out to a good friend, Aaron Trude, back in Peterborough, Ontario. Thanks, Trudy, for being with us all week. Bowled in by Marco Diaz, 1-1. That might have been a 28-footer.
Roman Godoy probably throwing his 80th pitch now in the bullpen.
Oh, at least. He's throwing a game down there. And downstairs to Jason Hill, 2-1. Hill, Pomeroy, and Horn.
You need a spark plug.
Need something. I thought maybe Hill and Pomeroy would have done it the last time around in the 5th. Over the top of the drop. He took something off of that one, too, I thought. I didn't see the miles per hour come up, but it didn't seem like that was the full speed.
No, it was not. He cut back. Which is good. It throws off the batter's timing. Now has the batter guessing.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th inning. Last call for the Express. Inside. 3-2. Jason Hill dancing out of the way.
Great pitch by Diaz, just to mix it up.
Well, Godoy has stopped throwing and become a spectator, Joe, just like everything else. You do not want to miss this bottom of the 7th. High hopper over the head of Lanny Villavazzo. Jason Hill, 2 for 3 on the afternoon.
Great job by Jason Hill. Be that leader here.
And just kept the bat through the zone, Joe. In years past, Jason Hill would have hooked that and it would have been a ground out to the second baseman, but he managed to keep the bat back. And now he's going to get a pinch run and a round of applause going off the field, and we're joining in that for Jason Hill. A handshake and a hug from Nick Shales, Todd Idenaway, Sean Cleary, Colin Walsh, Adam Folkert, a longtime teammate on the Hill United Chiefs.
Nicholas Kloss now running at first base.
And that will be it for Jason Hill, because they've already re-entered him once. So Kloss, pinch running now. You can only re-enter once as a starter. Pomeroy. A strike at the top of the zone at the letters. Godoy has gone back to throwing. Probably can't stand the tension. Well, he's throwing in between Marco's pitches because now he's spectating again. High hopper again on the infield. Nobody's at the bag. Villavazzo got caught watching. Gonzalez and Diaz converged on it.
So important for communication. If that first baseman doesn't have a chance, he's got to yell, I need help or something.
Well, Villavazzo's got to watch and think about the play. He got caught watching the high hop, and maybe he was thinking he was going to go get it, but 3 of them converged on it, and nobody covered the bag.
Big chance here for Bear Creek.
Nobody out. Bottom of the 7th inning, the top of the order. Brandon Horn. Hard shot to Villavazzo. Tag. Double play. How quickly the tables turn, Joe. A pitch later, and Lenny Villavazzo, a 4 unassisted double play.
Great play by Villavazzo to be aware of the situation.
Miklas Kloss to third. Wayne Laulu. Boy, weren't we just here a couple of innings ago? Wayne Laulu scorched a ground ball at Lenny Villavazzo.
Diaz with 119 pitches so far in the game.
A strike on the outside corner for pitch 120.
Godoy has sat down.
Josh McGovern's going to stay on the field and watch. Can't blame him. A ball and a strike to Wayne Laulu. Swing and a miss, chases off the outside corner for strike 2. The Express down to their final strike.
Great pitch location by Diaz.
Bruno Matroni out to the mound to settle things down for Marco Diaz, who's leaning on Bruno's shoulder. You see it there? That's hysterical. That is funny. A little light comedic relief amidst all the tension. Boland getting in on the pitch selection. One ball, 2 strikes. The game on the line. Let's make it 2-2.
Need good plate discipline at the plate here right now for Wayne Laulu. Can't go chasing. Still got a ball to play with, but you got to be aggressive because you have 2 strikes.
Goes after it. Inside drop ball. Marco Diaz and the Hill United Chiefs prevail. They will live to fight on here at the ISC World Tournament. Bear Creek Express will finish in 4th.
Great ball game. Big thing in the whole ball game is the amount of base runners that Bear Creek Express left on in clutch positions. There was 9 runners left on base, and 6 of those were in scoring position.
They will rue all those runners that were left on base indeed. Joe, we want to give a salute to Jason Hill. If indeed that was the last ISC World Tournament game, he went out with a bang.
2 hits, 2 clutch hits.
2 clutch hits indeed. We're going to reset. We're going to bring in the Northeast Drillers. They're going to take on the Hill United Chiefs. Scheduled start time for that one in 4 minutes. I don't think we're going to make it. Come back with us in about 12:20 Pacific time. You can make the adjustment in your time zone. We'll see you then.
For the latest in softball innovation, the website where you can experience the best tournaments in the Americas. Live games, news, tournaments, and much, much more. The best quality live softball, on demand so you can watch when you want. Become a Premier member now. SoftballPremierTV.com. Live it on Softball Premier. For the latest in softball innovation, the website where you can experience the best tournaments in the Americas. Live games, news, tournaments, and much, much more. The best quality live softball, on demand so you can watch when you want. Become a Premier member now. SoftballPremierTV.com.